waves are huge today. It is probably about 4:45 now, so I've only got 45 minutes. I'm going to try to do a 16 by 20, so I'm just going to get set up and go for it. Alright, so I'm all set up and I'm going to get started. I have no idea what I'm going to paint. But the reason I'm getting off to a late start today is because it was rainy up until about 2 hours ago, and then it just cleared, and I thought, alright, I'm going to go for it and head for the coast. So anyway, I'm going to get started and just kind of play around, see what I come up with. Alright, so I've done a quick sketch. Let me show you what I got. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at, and I put the waves in a sort of radial fashion as usual, kind of coming in this direction. You've got hills in the background, rocks in the foreground, and I'm just kind of moving stuff around. You can see there are the hills in the background, but then the rocks, I'm kind of using these rocks over here, and then I'm just, you know, gonna make up the waves more or less. Alright, the sun just set, so I'm going to call it quits for now, but I was able to work for about 25 minutes. Let me show you what I got. Maybe show you up close, just to show you how messy it is. I don't mind working quickly. It was kind of fun having the sun setting and being in a sort of panic in a way. It just really forces you to act instinctively or instinctually, whatever the word is, and not second guess anything. There just isn't time. So mainly I was trying to capture the energy of the water, some of the color, and try to get some juicy paint on there. I'm not crazy about the composition. I think the waves could be a little further apart, but you know, it is what it is at this point, and maybe I'll play around, do some adjustments at home. All right, so as soon as I get home, I realized there were some serious problems in this painting. Let's take a look. All right, a couple problems here. One is the waves are just these two parallel lines. The other thing is there's like a repeating pattern. On a brighter note, I think the rocks came out really well. I really like the rocks. This rock, no, that needs to be, there's too much similarity between those two. Maybe lower this, I'm not sure. Maybe a little bit more pronounced white water in the foreground would be nice. But the main thing is these two parallel lines are just, it's really bad. And the fact that these patterns are echoed, you know, I can't believe I didn't notice that. Although I know the reason I didn't notice it. The reason I didn't notice was because of the rocks. I could not back up and view the canvas or the panel from a distance. So, you know, so I couldn't really, I was kind of bogged down in the details and not viewing the painting as a whole. Yeah, there was like right behind me was sort of like a chasm in the rocks that if I stepped back too much, I would have fallen into. And I was kind of conscious of that when I was setting up, because my normal routine when I'm painting is to continually be walking back about 10 or 15 feet. And so I kind of worried when I was setting up. I thought, remember, do not back up. Do not back up. So I was just right up on the panel the whole time. And what I could have done was I could have taken a picture with my phone at some point. But again, this was super fast painting just because the sun was going down and, you know. Anyway, so it really doesn't matter that there are errors. I think the important thing is that when you get a painting home, you look at it and you say, okay, well, obviously this doesn't work. Now the rest of the painting I really like I like the overall idea, the high horizon with the hills in the background and the rocks in the foreground I really like. Also like the paint application. There's areas of thin paint and thick paint, a lot of energy in the brushwork. It's just those two waves in the center. Okay, and that's something that we have to watch out for when we're painting is, especially things like trees or, you know, waves, is we have this tendency to seek order, and yet that's not what you want in a painting. I think the most interesting thing in a painting is kind of fascinating disorder, if you will. But if something is repeating, it can be really sort of annoying. I don't know why, but like that painting annoys me. Like it's like I can't wait to fix it. And so, but the bottom line is that painting is fixable, and I think I can get a good painting out of it because the general idea is good. It's just the waves are terrible. So the color in the waves is good though. I like that. And so I'm gonna experiment with it. So what I'll do is I probably will work on repairing that today, and it'll be kind of a longer video, maybe unedited. I'll post that on my Patreon channel. So if you're interested, hit the Patreon link in the description, and I will go through that. But anyhow, just wanted to talk about, you know, when something fails, it doesn't mean, I think the key is to notice, to really look at your work when you get back and say, okay, well, what's wrong with this? Like, why did it fail? And can I fix it? And don't get lazy about trying to find a solution. It's like really look at it and press yourself to figure out, why did this not work? And what can I do to fix it? So for me, this looks like it'll be a pretty easy fix actually. I say that, but I mean, I'm never totally easy, but I do have an idea of what needs to happen, and it'll be fun to experiment. So anyway, that's it for this video. As usual, thanks for hanging out, guys, and I will see you in the next one.